I know I'm not the only one because I think I've seen this like on TikTok or something before, but Colonel Sanders, who I was for Halloween a few years ago, back to Halloween.
I don't love that.
I looked amazing.
I know, but I don't love when
people do that.
I don't like when girls put facial hair on for Halloween.
I got it. I did have facial hair,
and I hate that.
Okay, but on the picture of him, like that's on like the buckets and stuff.
Yeah.
The bow tie.
Yeah.
I used to think it was like a little stick figure.
You thought it was his body?
Forever. Like it was like his big old head and then these little like stick legs.
No.
Look, you got to look at it.
No, it's like a.
I understand what it actually is, but if you look
how big my head is.
I always thought that. So satisfying.
I don't think anyone has to worry about our aesthetic. Aesthetic. Welcome to another edition of Satisfying.
Sorry, I was trying to get in there.
Yeah.
You weren't letting me in.
You're good.
You were blocking me.
Oh, was I?
By the way, I can't come to record another episode and have you have that delicious piece of cotton candy bubble gum sitting there anymore. Like, eat it. Don't just look at it.
Don't just stare at it. Eat it. Are you excited they're remaking American Psycho, or are you like? So you like the idea of a remake?
I don't love the idea of a remake. I feel like don't mess with
perfection.
Yeah, like they've done it too many times. Sometimes they do it well, but it's like once in a blue moon that it actually works out.
Yeah.
But like I love that movie so much, and the rumor, like we were talking about, is that Jacob Elordi is going to be Patrick Bateman, and I love him for that. So
and he is.
Jacob Elordi?
He's the Euphoria guy?
Oh, yeah, he's from Euphoria. Sorry. And also the Saltburn guy.
Remember I never saw Saltburn.
Okay, I didn't, but that he's the Barry Keoghan drank his bathwater. Jacob Elordi's in the movie.
Nice, I get that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just like him. I'm super attracted to him, and
and that's all it takes sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. So the way they're doing it though is it's like they said it's not a remake of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're going back to the source material. So they're going back to the book, and it's like a new filmmaker.
Okay.
It's just remaking the movie based on the book.
Wait, wasn't James Vanderbeek like the brother in another movie or something?
Rules of Attraction. Have you seen Rules of Attraction?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
That's like one of my absolute favorites.
Is it?
Yeah, because so Bret Easton Ellis wrote American Psycho, and he wrote Rules of Attraction, and obviously they optioned American Psycho first.
Yes.
And made that movie with old Batman,
Christian Bale.
Christian Bales.
Yes, there's no S, just Bale. It's just one Christian.
Right. And then years later, I mean, it had to be over 10 years later, Roger Avery, who's Quentin Tarantino's former writing partner,
yes,
made the Rules of Attraction.
Okay.
And the way those two are connected is, Bret Easton Ellis.
Right.
That character is Sean Bateman and Patrick Bateman are brothers. And so there's a scene in Rules of Attraction where he said, "I'm on the phone with my brother Patrick."
Yes.
And that's the only way the movie. And by the way, they're both pieces of work. These two Batemans.
Yeah.
These two Batemans are pieces of work.
I loved it.
I wonder if it'll still be like 80s New York, because that was such a big.
And such a specific, like you can feel it. Like when you like
feel it.
It was such an interesting time in New York City.
An incredibly, like the finance bro.
Yeah.
But maybe putting it in finance bro time, because we're in a whole like finance bros. But then maybe, I don't know, would you have to get into Bitcoin and all this?
Yeah,
like, do you really want to?
I don't know. I mean, I just want them to do it right. Either do it exactly the same, or a continuation, or a prequel.
No, it's not a continuation or a prequel.
It's just like a different amalgamation of the.
It's the same story.
Okay.
Yeah.
With some twists and turns.
I don't know what they're adding.
You're not a producer on it?
No, I'm not. I wasn't asked. I would make me a producer on it. I think I'd be a great producer on it. But it's a remake.
Okay.
Except in order to get away from that toxic remake word.
Yes.
They're saying, no, we're not taking the movie and remaking the movie. We're taking the same book that movie was based on and make like Shakespeare.
Yes.
Romeo and Juliet.
Got it.
Every Romeo and Juliet is not.
Yes. Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes is the best one.
Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
So good. Yeah.
John Leguizamo.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Wait, so do you remember, I don't know.
By the way, did you know Claire Danes, because of that movie, turned down Titanic?
Oh, big mistake.
She was supposed to be Rose.
Do you think she would have let him on the door that they were.
Kate would have.
Yeah.
I mean,
No. Do you think that Claire Danes
Claire would have.
Yeah.
Because she would have done it for Jordan Catalano. Can you imagine?
Don't.
Bro.
Don't. The first time 30 Seconds to Mars came in, like it was right when I was at the front desk. And so this was like a bajillion years ago, like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was literally, he walked in and I almost said, Jordan Catalano? Is that you? I'm glad I didn't. But I remember calling my friends from like middle school.
Jordan
like high school.
Catalano's
He's
here.
fucking here. He's fucking here.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Do you remember there was like a behind the scenes clip that surfaced that Christian Bale, or Christian Bales, as you like to call him, did not want to see the light of day, and it was him losing his temper, and he's like, "Oh, good for you!"
Made him even more of a legend.
I mean, I say, "Oh, good for you" all the time. It just feels so good.
Oh, good for you. It does. It feels good.
Yeah.
And, I mean, nobody wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale is Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this resume. American Psycho, Newsies. He's a kid. He was still very good at it. But like all three.
The Machinist.
The Machinist, where he's got to lose all that weight.
I mean, he was scary.
He plays, whether he's the best part of any of the movies or not, he plays Batman in the three best Batman movies.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is at least two of the three best Batman movies. I might go Dark Knight, then Dark Knight Rises, then Michael Keaton Batman.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
I'm not that much of a Batman
But
connoisseur.
still, arguably the best Batman of all
Agreed.
time. The Prestige. Have we seen The Prestige? It is.
I blew it.
Unbelievable, this movie. It's where Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman, it takes place in like, I don't know if it's the 1920s or maybe the turn of the century, 1900s. Probably turn of the century. Where
So it's a period piece.
it is a period piece. Look at you with your fancy words. And they're competitive magicians.
Ooh.
Like they're not to say like they put on a competitive magician show, but to say they're both magicians competing in the same market. And I mean, it's Michael Caine's in it. Christopher Nolan directed it.
Yeah.
It's
a good one. Okay. Wait.
so like when I see Christian Bale going, "Good for you,"
Right.
I'm like, "Come on, guys, you're lucky to have him on a Terminator set. Let's
yeah,
go."
Exactly.
Let's go.
For Halloween, I asked Parker what one of her friends was being, and she was like, "She's being a magician. Loser." I was like, "That's so mean. Magician is a cool."
Do you know what my son said?
What?
I go like this. I go, he calls my mom Pie. That's the nickname. That's the grandma nickname.
Okay.
And
My mom's Mimi.
there you go. That's like Mariah Carey's name, right?
Yeah,
The
just like
Misadventures of Mimi, or
They're-
The Adventures of Mimi, or whatever it was.
they're identical.
So he's like, he came from a birthday party this weekend, and they had like one of those Carvel cakes with a picture on top.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Dad, for my birthday this year, I want Pie to make my cake."
Okay.
I go, "Okay,
She's a good baker
One of the best to ever
Okay.
do it.
to ever do it.
Ever do it. I love her baking.
Okay.
I've always loved her baking.
Okay.
Always supported it.
Right.
Record
Baker.
baking. Yeah. So he goes, "I want her to make the cake." I go, "Okay." And he goes, "I want it to be a Brawl Stars cake." You know this game, Brawl Stars?
Yeah.
They love it. "I want it to be a Brawl Stars cake." I go, "Okay." And he goes, "And I want Pie to print pictures of the Brawl Stars and put it on the cake so it's edible." And I go,
That hard?
I go, "Here's the thing, buddy." I go, "Pie won't do edible photos because she doesn't like to go out of the house for anything.
She
Like,
doesn't?
not that she's a hermit, but she likes to just make her own stuff.
Okay.
Right? She doesn't like to go like,
Right,
let me go
use-
get this edible thing
No,
made.
we're not doing that.
We're making it." So what she does is she has a photo printer in the house.
Okay.
And she prints pictures out on photo paper and then puts the pictures on toothpicks
That's kinda
and then
cute.
puts the photo on the cake.
Is he fine with that?
I go, so the picture won't be edible, but it'll be on toothpicks in the
Yeah.
middle of the cake. And he goes, and I go, or she can make the Brawl Stars characters with frosting.
Okay.
And he goes, like, draw them? And I go, yeah. He goes, she can't do a photo. I go, she doesn't do edible photos. And he goes,
Not
Dad,
her thing.
Dad, can I say a bad word? I was like, it's just me, buddy. Of course you can. And he goes, Dad, your mom's a loser. I was like, what? What?
That's your grandmother.
I was like, she's going to make you a cake and
Put
everything?
some respect on Pie's name.
Now, we came around.
Okay.
Because
Your mom's a loser.
Dad, your mom's a loser.
It's kind of like when I'm mad at the kids, like I'll say, like, or Matt, you know what? your son, you know what your son did? Because all of a sudden, like it's his. Like take ownership.
Sure,
because
your son.
Your son just did this.
Said,
Right?
my
Your
mom
right?
is a loser.
Took himself out of the equation. He
Yeah.
is a grandson.
Your mom's a
Right,
loser.
your mom.
Yeah, that's your grandma. I
That's
don't know anything
you.
about that.
No.
I don't know that.
It's yours.
And so then, but then he wanted, his new thing is KFC. He loves KFC.
I mean, doesn't everybody though?
Right. So but he's just trying it. And so we went to get KFC, and now he's moved on from the strips. He got the 2-piece. Like he's getting real fried
Yeah.
chicken, and he's eating the fried chicken and everything. And I go, when I was growing up, Pi made fried chicken from scratch. Like she would get raw chicken from the store,
Okay.
put the flour and the breading on it, deep fry it in our kitchen.
How good was it?
Amazing.
Oh, Pie.
Amazing.
Tell Pie she needs to hook me up with some fried chicken.
And I will.
Okay.
And I go, maybe she can make that for you. And he goes, she made you fried chicken? And I was like, Pi made me delicious dinners every single night of the week.
Mm.
He goes, Dad, you're so lucky. I was like, oh, thanks, man. He goes, Dad, your mom's not a loser. I was like, okay, thanks, bud. So we did come around. She's not a loser.
Okay, good.
She makes dinner.
Okay.
And he loves that.
I hope she doesn't listen to Satisfying because
My dad does, and he will tell her.
He will tell her.
He will
Great.
tell her, yes.
Did you? I know I'm not the only one because I think I've seen this like on TikTok or something before, but Colonel Sanders, who I was for Halloween a few years ago, back to Halloween.
I don't love that.
I looked amazing.
I know, but I don't love when
People do that.
I don't like when girls put facial hair on for Halloween.
I got it. I
you
did
know?
have facial hair.
And I hate that.
Okay, but on the picture of him like that's on like the buckets and stuff.
Yeah.
The bow tie. I
Yeah.
used to think it was like a little stick figure.
You thought it was his body?
Forever. Like it was like his big old head and then these little like stick legs.
No.
Look, you got to look at it.
No, it's like
know.
a.
I understand what it actually is, but if you look
How big my head is.
I always thought that.
If I eat this fried chicken, will my head get massive?
I don't know. And even when I look at it now that I know, I'm like, you idiot, but I can still see it, like what I thought.
They were just designing the bucket and went, sir, I ran out of room for the
Yeah.
body. I just drew it in the bottom real
Just
quick.
stick figure the rest.
I don't know. The head's the only important part anyway.
We're good.
Yeah, that's so funny. You thought it was so bad.
Forever. Like for a long time.
Like into adulthood.
Yeah.
You were a young adult when
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's like a bolo tie or something.
Correct.
Yeah.
I also thought my mom, my whole life, was the Sun-Maid raisin lady.
You thought that was her?
Yeah.
Like she put herself on the raisin box?
Like she was the lady.
Like before you were born, maybe that was her gig?
Yeah. And like
Grabbing the Sun-Maid raisins?
She didn't correct me. So like my whole childhood, like I thought that, and I'm not the only person because I remember when my kids were young, them saying is this Mimi?
And you were like, to my knowledge, yes,
It
it
is.
is.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is. I do love that she wanted the credit.
Yeah.
Like, is this you on the raisin box?
Also, wouldn't we be way richer, Ma, if it was actually you?
Yeah. Yeah, that is me.
Yeah,
actually.
that's me.
No, raisin people don't make that much money.
I chucked the bonnet and the big thing of grease a while ago. But
But that's what I used to do before you
Yeah,
were born. I had a
yeah.
whole life.
Yeah.
I was grabbing raisins.
Much
I
better.
mean, it's not that far off because if VHS were still around,
Fuck you.
your kids would be like, is mom on the VHS box? Is mom the lady on the VHS
Dave
box? And you
State.
actually would be.
When that first came out, I literally I feel like you probably everyone at Sirius, like if they saw it like in a CVS, there would be like a wall of them when we still used VHS tapes.
Here's the thing. When I was in high school, I had a wrestling tape business.
You could have been using my tape.
I'm 100% was using your tape because
You didn't know that you one day would be friends with and working with a girl on there?
I didn't realize it was destiny. But I would buy I would buy dozens and dozens and
Yeah.
dozens and dozens of blank tapes.
Yeah.
It was a bootlegging business. But
I was on there.
but you were there
We were
on the
destined.
box of blank VHS tapes. Now, I didn't only use your tape because I would go when like Kmart had a sale.
Right.
It'd be $10 for 10 tapes.
Right. You weren't loyal to Fuji.
No, I was loyal to the bottom line.
Right.
You know,
I got
this is
you.
business.
Right.
But in a pinch, had to buy like a one-off at a CVS for sure.
It was
grabbing
one
that
of, the,
Fuji tape.
one of the most annoying things that I ever did. The guy on it was like some guy and some girl, and we're sitting there. and
Nicole was on a VHS tape box.
yeah, I did like a few random commercial things when I was younger because my dad, like, he's a dentist, and one of his patients was like some scat or something, and he was like, he got me a couple things. I made some money, and then I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm not a model.
Did you make the money or did they Gary Coleman you?
I think they Gary Coldman me because I don't know where any of it is. But I just remember being like, I'm not a model. This is not my thing. But it was more like commercially. So I remember the guy on set was going, we had to pretend we were watching TV. Like we had to pretend we were watching the tape. And he was in the middle with the clicker going, ha! to try to make it look like we were watching an exciting game or something. And I was like, can you stop?
And I guess they can't actually have a TV there because the light of the TV would cast on your face and it would screw up the photo lighting.
Like me and the girl were like, what is this dude?
Ah!
He was like French and weird.
That's how people watch TV.
Oh, so annoyed. I was like, why is no one on set
Why is this happening? This isn't how people watch TV.
Oh.
No, but to get back to our boy Christian Bale's.
Yeah.
I am willing to give the American Psycho remake a chance.
Okay.
I'm not like over the moon.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big.
Yes.
I mean, the original is
The OG,
perfect. It's
yeah.
like a
Literally.
really perfect movie. But I feel the same way about Christian Bale getting. Sort of people really enjoyed when they got him. You know, because he's so good at acting that when they got him on tape yelling at somebody, people really enjoyed it. And I don't always like that.
But you liked it.
No. I did not like it when they took pride in like we got him.
Okay. You don't like the gotcha moments.
No. I am so over people enjoying
like canceling and stuff.
Not any I'm against cancel culture.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about when people there's this whole movement where people enjoy thinking that The Rock is taking L's. And it is one of my least favorite things.
Yep.
It's a terrible personality trait.
Yeah.
If somebody enjoys seeing somebody lose simply because they've won a lot,
right?
You're a bad person. It's like watching the Kansas City Chiefs and being like, now they suck because they keep winning.
Right.
Same thing happened to the Patriots.
Yeah.
During the Patriots dynasty. I hate them now because they keep winning.
Right.
You can't hate people for being great. You should award people for being great.
Right.
Only.
You're just jealous.
You're just jealous. You're a jellyfish.
You are a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that The Rock, I guess he did this interview with GQ.
He did.
And he came forward. He was like, then they asked him, you know, because there's all these
point blank.
I mean, and you know, I always like to read into what's going on.
Okay.
This article comes out, right? Mm-hmm. And it says, The Rock is terribly late to set.
$50 million extra to the budget because he's so late.
And he keeps pissing in a bottle. And you're like, what? And then the next day, another article comes out that says that The Rock had The Rock had moved on to a different PR firm. And you're like, okay, so that's what it is. They're planting bad stories about him.
Right. And also it was probably a female who was writing that because she's just jealous that she can't piss in a bottle.
It would take a lot of talent for a female to piss
I've
in a
tried.
bottle.
It doesn't work.
You have tried.
Yeah.
It gets all over your hand.
No, not just my hand.
Everything.
You don't ever. You guys can kind of like point and shoot.
Oh yeah.
Right. We can't. Even when you sit, you don't know if it's gonna like go straight down, a little forward. I guess. I suppose it depends on the fold of your lips.
Go ahead.
As to where it might.
Sure.
But yeah.
So you're saying you'd have to travel with a funnel and a bottle.
Right.
And get that wide mouth. Yeah.
Really just cover. Don't they have something called like the sheenus? Isn't that like a...
Man, I don't have a sheenus, dude.
Well, okay. Anyways, back to The Rock and not vagina folds.
I don't know why you went there.
I'm sorry, because I'm trying to think of why it goes in different directions, but that must be it.
So The Rock did this interview with GQ, and he goes, yeah, I've been late before on set.
Yeah, like it happens. It's Hollywood.
That's what I mean. Like, number one, it's Hollywood. Number two, he's like the biggest star. And one of the reasons he's the biggest star is because he's doing 100 different things always. And we all celebrate like all the things that he's doing. But then the process it takes to do all those things, everybody gets, tardiness, not tardiness. Well, I hate it when people are late. People are late. Deal with it.
I don't like it when people are late, especially when they're late to our radio show because.
Oh my God.
No. And don't act like you wouldn't, because my thing is they would never be late for live television, right? You would never show up late for live television. Why do you act like I don't matter? I matter.
You don't matter.
I'm important.
It's a pre-taped interview with the morning mashup.
Not even when it's live, sometimes they're late.
We'll get on later. What else you got going on today? Oh, we don't want to step on the age game.
Don't shit on the age game. It's a really fun game.
You hate it when I shit on the age game.
I don't know why you do. It's a fun game.
Because it's a funny thing to do.
Just because it bothers
you.
Yeah, he just likes to torture me.
Yeah, I do.
Also, he did admit he was like, have I pissed in a bottle? Of course. But this article made it sound like he was like peeing in bottles and like leaving bombs everywhere, like for fun.
That's right. He explained it. So first of all, like, by the way, if The Rock was late to my radio show, I'd be 100% fine with it.
He left me waiting on a Zoom for an hour.
Okay.
That's not okay.
Well, then don't do it.
That's rude. Like that's you not respecting my time.
Well, then don't do it.
No, because but do you understand what I'm saying? You don't, do you?
I understand what you're saying, but clearly he is providing significant value to you.
Yes, he's a huge name.
So like
when Justin Timberlake made us wait for 2 hours, when Mariah Carey, back to Mariah, made us wait for 4 hours.
What, you Mariah?
Yeah.
Lied to you twice. Listen.
You don't feel that way? That's a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to wait for Mariah Carey for 4 hours.
I didn't have a choice.
Who's making you move?
My boss.
Okay, well then your boss is the one that you should be mad at.
He's no longer here. I mean,
Rest in peace.
He's alive. He's alive.
Rest in peace.
Wait, do you know that I said during the pandemic there was a story about Michael Jordan, something about like something that was auctioned off of his like memorabilia, and I was like, all right, guys, so I don't know if you saw this, but the late great Michael Jordan, they were like, not late great, he is still very much alive.
The great, not the late great.
I always thought that the late great meant someone like as big as Michael Jordan, but they don't do what they do anymore. Like he doesn't play basketball anymore. So like the late great, I didn't know it was dead.
So if I said my late aunt, you'd go, oh, your aunt from before. You wouldn't go your dead aunt.
My late aunt. I don't know. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but
this is my late friend Nicole. You'd be like, oh, does Nicole not show up on time?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know, but I thought that for some reason. I obviously now know, but they were like,
that means dead.
That's dead, and he is very much still kicking.
Yeah, I was just watching the doc.
A lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, look. Is it nice to be late? No, of course it's not nice to be late, but like.
Yeah, but like if I was
at times it's like, look, if I'm like, look, I'm doing this thing that's important right now. I'll do your radio show, but it won't be the time that I told you I was going to do it. If that's not okay with you, that's not okay with you.
We get this sometimes. I don't know if you do. We get, all right, they're going to be here at 10:30. Okay, cool. So we're chilling. Then it's like 10:45. We're like, where are they? They're like, oh, they're coming down the street. They haven't left their hotel yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, again.
Okay, it's look, if you're just sleeping in, that's not okay.
Yeah, but you don't know. I don't know what The Rock was doing before he was late to me.
And you were on Zoom. You were at home anyway.
So annoying.
Like,
and I wanted to like love him, and I did love him because the second he opens his mouth, he's the best.
He's the greatest.
I was like,
DJ.
I was like, pee in this bottle and let me have it.
Yeah. I would have one.
Yeah.
Just to keep, not to.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to put like in a glass case. Like,
little memorabilia.
This is The Rock's
So, and he
piss.
explained it, by the way, too. Pissing in the bottles.
Yeah.
Okay? He said that he goes, and I love, by the way, that he goes, yeah, sometimes I'm late. Yep. Sometimes I piss in bottles.
Yeah.
But here's the piss. He's like, and he goes, he's having this interview. He goes, let me provide a little context. And I go, that's all we're looking for.
That's all we're looking for.
DJ, that's all we're looking for. Rocky Maivia.
Right.
So he goes, he says, when he works out, and he works out like a fiend.
Yeah, we know.
He does it in like an Iron Paradise.
What?
Iron Paradise?
What's Iron Paradise?
He is one of those guys who has like a
sick gym?
traveling gym.
Oh, really?
Like it's on a truck or something.
Oh.
But that means there's no bathroom. Like there's no bathroom in his gym.
Okay, so you're a man. Go piss on a tree.
On a tree?
I don't know, in the woods.
Leave the gym, go to the woods?
No, but
what are you talking about? What do you think this is, Hansel and Gretel?
I don't know. I'm just like picturing it out in like a parking lot or something and go over by the grass.
Yeah, you're right, because the paparazzi would never want pictures of The Rock pissing on a tree.
Okay, so once
and
he
make a thing out of it.
So he works out. He didn't get to pee. He's drank a lot of water. He's fully hydrated, ready to go.
He hydrates like crazy. You don't understand how this man hydrates.
I understand.
You don't.
But then he can't run to the bathroom. He's got to.
There is no bathroom.
No, I'm saying once he gets to the set.
He's not pissing in the bottle on the set.
Your wife is going to think that we're really mad at each other because we're screaming right now and she's upstairs. We still love each other.
She has, after the show, gone like, why are you guys yelling at each other?
This is how we communicate.
This is how we communicate. No, he's in the gym pissing in the bottles.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's fine.
It's fine.
Totally fine.
There are bathrooms in my gym.
He should dispose of it, though.
Well, he doesn't save them for everything. Put it down.
Okay, but then there's got to be a garbage in there.
You remember every single time you're supposed to throw something out? By the way, I drop you off at the train station sometimes. Guess what I find in my car? Half-drunk Diet Pepsi.
I do.
That shit's not mine. You didn't do it on purpose, though.
No.
Sometimes, but imagine that, but with piss. That happens.
I feel like I'd be so aware that I had just done that. I'd be like, oh, gotta bring the pee bottle.
By the way, we know people.
Yeah.
who work for people that we know that would be tasked with being a piss bottle
Yes, we
disposer.
do.
And that is,
And they would do it.
and they would do it.
Not gladly.
No, but
Just like, gotta do what you gotta do.
gotta do what you gotta do. And they
Yeah.
would do it.
Wait, but also one of my favorite parts of the article was I think Chris Evans shared the story that on Fridays on set they would do $5 Fridays. And so
Like $5 foot long?
kinda.
Nice.
So everyone, like anyone would just take $5, like whatever, and throw it in like a bucket, the whole set, everyone. And then whoever they would draw someone's name, and whoever's name was drawn, they get to keep that whole pot. And then The Rock was right near there. They're like, "Oh, you want to do $5 Friday?" And he was like, "How much is in there right now?" And it was like whatever it was. And he said, "Well, I'm double that. I'm gonna, well, 5,000, I think." So he was like, I'll put in 10,000," and someone got that. And then he did it with 20,000, and someone got that. So
That's so nice.
That's cool.
That's so cool.
It's also kind of like, I have so much money.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Why you decided you are, and you're doing it to upset me.
I am.
Because I said, here's what upsets me:
Yeah.
when people insult The Rock for no reason, and then you decided I'm going to do that today.
Sorry.
Well, no, I would do the same thing to you. But
Yeah, but that is very cool. Imagine that's telling that story that you were the one whose name got drawn and you got to bring home 20 grand.
and it's like, yeah, I mean,
cool.
it's super cool. I would never want to spend it because that's Rock's money,
Okay.
and he gave it to me, and
I
it's
would
worth
spend it
more.
immediately.
Of course you would. Of course you would. But also, like, this is my thing: Christian Bale being a diva on set or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at the work, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, he's a great actor,
It
right?
tracks. Yeah.
The Rock pissing in bottles. It's like, is he that busy in the gym? And then you look at his physique.
You're like, he is.
He is that busy in the gym. And maybe once or twice he forgot to throw out his piss bottle.
Right.
Big deal.
It is so
He's clanging iron.
Okay.
Okay. It's not like he's in Planet Fitness in front of everybody doing it. It's his own private gym.
All right. But someone has to clean up that private gym, and it ain't him. That's not cool. So, you know what? Really, probably one of his people from his team planted that, right? Because somebody on his team is the one that's cleaning it up. So they got mad. They were like, they told
A
PR.
dick. It was a dick.
It was a dick.
Yeah.
A big
Somebody
fat
I'm
one.
not happy with.
Actually, it was a long, skinny
I'm
one.
Team Rock.
Okay. I am too. I just.
No, you're skeptical.
I'm a little flippy floppy.
But I think that's more to get under my skin.
Correct.
Yeah.
I do love him. And I feel like he gives back so much. And he's
Yeah.
so good to. He's an amazing person.
And look at everything this guy does.
Yeah, I mean, he lets his little girls paint his face with makeup.
See what I'm saying?
The way he's such a cute daddy's girl.
What can I say?
You're
Except,
You're
welcome.
I'm so excited.
yeah, he's got Moana 2 coming out.
Ah.
He's got his Santa movie coming out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be good shit.
I don't know. Okay. This is something that I need to talk to you about. We need to get into politics. It's enough silliness.
No, I don't.
Of course.
Please don't.
We have to get into politics.
Why? It doesn't.
That's
end,
what everybody wants us to do.
But it doesn't end well.
Everybody wants us to get into politics.
Okay. Who said that?
The whole listening audience
Okay.
wants. They said, you guys need to really break down this political climate.
Let's politic it up.
Yeah. That's what he
Okay.
said. We want you guys to politic it up.
Yeah.
There's a trend on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen this. There's some ladies, right?
Yeah.
Because they go, oh, look at a lot of women voted, I guess, for Kamala.
Right.
A lot of men voted for Trump.
Right.
Okay. I don't know if you heard about that. But this was last week during the election.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When we really had a hard time, both of us trying to vote.
Yeah.
really-
We have men, women.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
So, but there's like a trend of women that are on TikTok, and they're saying that because Trump got elected,
Yes.
they're abstaining
Uh-oh.
from sexual contact with men. So it's like, okay, guys, you want to vote in Trump? Well, we won't have any sexual contact with you. So, are you abstaining?
No.
No.
Why would I abstain? I'll abstain if he pisses me off. Not Trump, but Matt. When he pisses me off, I take it from him.
Regardless of
Regardless,
of political climate.
Trump has nothing to do with my bedroom
Right.
and what I do in it.
You mean like if Matt
Yeah, I'm not like, oops, gonna like I don't like not spread my legs because Trump got voted. What is that gonna accomplish? So then for 4 years you're not gonna have sex, girls?
Yeah.
I understand. I understand the anger. I have all sorts of feelings.
But
No. It's a bad trend. It's a weird trend.
it's weird. And also feels like taking enjoyment away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for me too. So I'm hurting myself because Trump got elected? No. No.
So it's a no.
That's a no.
Okay.
Do you think that's crazy?
That you're not.
No.
Do I think it's crazy that you're not abstaining?
Yeah, and do you think the trend is crazy?
I think people are having some emotional times.
A lot of time, a lot of feelings.
A lot of feelings. People not sure how to process it. Some people shaving their heads.
Oh, what does that do? You just look bad now.
No, it takes down the patriarchy.
Oh. You know what someone said? Okay, so you know how in All Too Well, in Taylor Swift's song All Too Well, she says, fuck the patriarchy.
You're right.
And someone said, if you voted for Trump, you can't sing that part. When that comes
That
out.
part.
You're not allowed to sing that lyric.
You can sing the rest of the song. Don't sing that
No,
lyric.
if I look over and I see you singing that.
I know what you did.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You voted for the patriarchy. Yeah, so if they shave their heads,
Right.
it's like the lyric.
Yeah.
Like now it's against the patriarchy.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Because
You're not gonna shave your head
it will
either?
accomplish nothing, and I think I'd look really bad. And I don't think people would want to watch two baldies.
You don't think that
Unsatisfying.
yeah, one is like already pushing it. Yeah, no, it probably would be a bit of a tough sell.
Do you know anybody that is like,
No,
yeah,
it's all fake TikTok world.
Okay.
Like, no, I don't know any actual people that
Yeah.
are doing that. And if I did, I probably wouldn't know them anymore.
Also, it's not gonna like get him out of office. Like what's done is done.
No.
He's the president elect. This is what's happening.
And there is this feeling of self-importance, like, I'm so valuable. Like, everybody wants to bang me so much
Yeah.
that they'll vote whoever I tell them to vote for as long as I say, no nookie,
Yeah.
until I get the cookie.
Okay. Don't ever say that.
And stick it up your... Yeah, stick it. I did it all for the nookie.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. I usually pick up what you're putting down
That's
lyrically.
okay.
Yeah, I don't. I'm wondering if the trend started before we were voting, and it was like, if I find out that you did,
Let me find out.
right? But also,
Wouldn't
like,
that be a bummer?
Isn't it?
Imagine, though, if you say to your husband,
Yeah.
if you vote for him,
Yeah.
I'm going to abstain from sex with you.
Yeah.
And then he comes home and you're like, who'd you vote for? And he goes, Trump.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Right. Like,
I just told you what. And he
ju-
goes, yeah, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I got this hand, and it works just fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Guess what you did? You overvalued yourself.
Yeah. 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 You're not that great.
You know what? That's probably why people didn't do it before the election, because then people would be like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm still voting for
Yeah,
it.
that thing right there is not that
No,
great.
it'd be such a bummer.
Yeah. I can find another hole somewhere.
And I feel like that's what people don't realize too. Like if somebody was like, if I go, Nicole, unless you vote for Kamala, I'm not going to podcast with you. And like was serious.
Yeah.
Almost out of spite. Whoever you're going to vote for, it's almost like
Fuck you.
don't podcast with me then.
Yeah, I don't care.
Wait,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And don't threaten me.
That's it.
You know what's so funny? I got in a fight with Matt a couple weeks ago, and we're in the car with the kids, and he was frustrated about something, which is understandable that he was frustrated, but he was being a dick. And I said something like honestly, if you're gonna be like this, we're gonna have a problem. He goes, "Stop threatening me," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "You're always threatening me," and I was like,
Matt said that?
"Yeah, stop threatening me." Now, in his defense,
I mean, we're going to have a problem, I guess, is a threat.
yeah, to be fair,
But-
I've lost because he F's up so often
Yeah.
that I've lost kind of like, if you do this, I'm going to do this. I never really do it, right?
Right.
Kind of like I'm going to abstain from sex. But like I will often say, listen, if you do this, we're going to have a problem. Or it's not going to be good for you if this. Like, and it's kind of just like sayings, but I'm like, that's basically, please don't do this. I'm not happy right now.
No,
but
I
he
get
was like,
it.
stop threatening me.
I mean, it doesn't feel like a threat. It feels like if you do this, it's going to create a larger problem than you might realize. Because I really don't want you to, and it's just going to escalate.
Yeah, but that's a threat. I mean, it technically is.
I mean, I guess.
If you do this, this will happen. If you do this, I will not be happy. It is a threat. But
Is it though? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, the kids are in the back. Can you not scream, stop threatening me like I'm trying to murder you?
yeah, that is like very much like,
Like I all of a sudden became the adult for a second.
my mom used to threaten my dad. That's what it feels like.
Oh,
They'd be
yeah.
hearing that going,
She never threatened him.
no.
No. She just,
Yeah. Yeah. Was he that like dramatic?
Yeah, because we had been fighting like kind of consistently, and he was just like at the beginning of the weekend we had like a stupid fight. He was wrong again, and
Shocker.
Yeah, and on that Sunday,
I'm glad we just got the truth. No biased reporting or anything.
No, he was wrong. He's always wrong.
He is? Yeah. How often?
No, I'm wrong sometimes.
How often though? What's the percentage?
Maybe 5%.
95 to 5? That's going to be tough for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. And even that 5%, I still have a lot of trouble saying I'm sorry.
Even for just the 5?
Yeah, it's just like, I had such a good run.
Right.
Haven't been wrong in a while.
Right. Like if I admit that I'm wrong, then that's my 5.
Also, I feel like because he's usually wrong, if I give him an inch by being like, I'm sorry, like I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have said that, then he'll take a mile and he'll like never forget that and think that he can misbehave, even though that sounds like I'm talking about a child.
It does,
but he does. He does misbehave often.
Yeah, if you apologize, then he'll think his 95 is justified.
Correct.
Right, and go like, well, you did this.
Yep.
Does he rub it in your face after you apologize for something?
No.
Will he go like, well, you did this, or is it done?
Oh, after he apologizes?
No, if you apologize, could it potentially, not every single time, but could it potentially come back to you of being like, well, you did this?
Yeah, but not often. Usually when I'm, when I'm yelling at him,
a little more?
he knows. Yeah, he will do a lot of. He'll just keep quiet and like take it. Like he's just he surrenders. He's like, okay, I'm in trouble. I'm taking the L.
That's the way to handle it.
Yeah, you got to.
That's the way to handle it.
And then I feel like vindication and like so happy.
Meanwhile, he's just trying to get it over with as quick as possible.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just like trying to read you like, what word
yeah.
should I say here?
Yeah.
Path of least resistance sometimes is the right path.
I'm like, are you sorry? Are you? Because if you were sorry, you wouldn't have done this. You're insane because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I've actually said that to him before.
You're right.
I'm angry.
And I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sam. Love you.
Okay,
let's move on. Exactly. Exactly.
You're just sitting there like,
yeah.
You're ready to move on?
Yeah, he also is like an animal like me, and we're like fire. He's gasoline, I'm fire, and I'm sometimes
that
gasoline.
thing that like when you start to like when you can feel yourself bubbling, and you're like, I could squash this down, but it's gonna be a release.
Oh, it is cathartic. My therapist said that.
Yeah,
she was try to walk away and take a beat, like you said,
always,
and just maybe
not give in to the release.
No, it feels so good.
Right, and you're a feel-good person.
Yes, I'm a hedonist.
A hedonist.
I like to feel good.
What does your therapist say when you're like, I'm a hedonist who likes to, there's no way I cannot get that release when it's right there.
It's not accomplishing. You're not accomplishing anything.
But I am feeling.
I feel good for a few moments.
You live in the moment. Though.
Yeah. It's like doing a whip it. Feels so good, but like for I don't know, 15 seconds.
Right. And that's why you have to do 100 of them.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't do whippets anymore, by the way.
Anymore. Don't do them any less either.
No, they were fun. It's like hippie crack.
Sure.
But yeah, I do like to feel good.
Sure.
And I like to be right.
Yeah.
I never get to be right with you. You're probably strengthening our arguing because you never let me be right. You're usually right. And so when I go home, it's like, I need a W.
Jess has told me multiple times when we're like in the middle of an argument, she goes, it is really difficult to argue with you.
It is.
And I'm like,
were you on debate team in high school or something?
No, but I could have wrecked him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're actually you're good at, even if you know you're wrong, you can kind of explain your way. Oh, because you're never wrong.
No.
Right.
I would never do that.
You're me and I am you. No, but you can figure out a way to explain it where you're like, wait, okay.
You think so?
Yeah, you've done it to me before. And I'm like, okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when you go to re-explain it to somebody, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was a trick.
Yeah.
No, I don't trick people.
No. You just indifferent them.
Well, yeah. That's the opposite. Yeah.
I did realize that you like to. It's a verb. You indifferent people.
I will indifferent somebody. Okay. More than I'll show animosity or hatred to.
Right.
But that's not somebody that I love.
Right.
I won't indifferent somebody that I love.
You'll never indifferent me.
I would never do that to you.
Okay. Have you
Although sometimes, like when I'm not responding to your text, I guess that's technically, but that's just me
just being annoying.
Getting off on it.
Right. Yeah. You get like a boner from leaving me on red.
Because then you go, where are you? And I go, here.
Well, I'm like, where is he? I know you have your phone in your hand. Then I'm like, okay, is something wrong? Jess, where's your husband? She's just like, why are you stalking him? I'm like, I have a question. It's not important. I just want it answered now.
Yeah, but now what's important is, why isn't he answering the unimportant question?
Yes.
Whereas I'm sitting there going like, I'll just get back to Nicole when I get back to her. It's not that important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Well, look. I need you to fill me in on what's going on with Brianna Chickenfry.
I would think that you'd be all over
and Zach, right? I have been, but it's been I feel sometimes you get into something a little late.
Yeah.
And
it's like there's too many details to go back in.
There's just so much, right?
Yeah.
So I know the basics, but not enough to really talk about it. Zach Bryan,
Yes.
country music
Yes.
star.
And
Brianna Chickenfry,
Yes.
does the podcast with Dave Portnoy
yes, and Josh Richards.
and Josh Richards, BFFs.
Yes.
That's what it's called. And
Is it Richards or Richardson? I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
I only know
Whatever.
Portnoy and Brianna
Yeah.
Chickenfry.
Okay.
But then Zach Bryan and Brianna Chickenfry were dating.
Yes.
They were hot and heavy couple.
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Zach Bryan didn't like Portnoy while they were dating? Or not until after?
I think this started after, but he sounded like he was controlling with all men. Like she was like humming a Morgan Wallen song to herself once, and he was like, "Are you singing another man's song under my roof that I bought?" Like she's telling these stories, like super controlling, not necessarily like physically abusive, but like emotionally, mentally abusive. Like
You couldn't sing Morgan Wallen?
yeah, it's Wallen, it's not Waylon.
Waylon Jennings?
Sure.
Could you sing him?
I don't
Probably
know.
not.
I don't know who Waylon Jennings is. Is it a country star?
Yeah.
Then no.
Wow.
So yeah, there was like a lot of that. There was.
But the other thing I hear is that then they're doing this thing, and Dave Portnoy put out a beef track,
Yeah.
and then a second one,
Yeah.
a diss track,
Yes.
which is funny,
So what happened?
really funny,
Yeah.
and he tried to get her to sign a $12 million NDA.
Right. So it
go
started
ahead.
at $5 million, and then
Oh, we're getting the bidding up.
then he said $10 million, and Dave and Josh also can't say anything bad about me.
So it's 10 to you,
Yeah.
but also they signed.
Right. Then which you can't do that. And then 12, but all of Barstool can't say anything about this dude.
The $12 million NDA was for all of Barstool?
Yeah, and they were like, that's cute, right? And she didn't take it, right?
So
And
like Caleb Presley couldn't say anything.
sure. Does Caleb Presley work at Barstool?
He does the Sunday conversations. It's my favorite.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Caleb.
He's so funny.
He's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. Then it was like, then you found out at the beginning of the relationship there was like a lot of love bombing, and like he got a tattoo of like with her, like right when they met. And just doing these over the top things, and then all of a sudden, like they went to the Golden Globes, and like he was like, "You look horrible in that dress. I don't want you wearing." And like ruined the whole night for her. Like you look like whatever slut or something.
Whoa.
So there was a lot of like that back and forth. She's like, "I'm now like kind of coming out of it."
Do you think love bombing is always done intentionally, or is it sometimes like
don't think it's
people have
intentional.
their own
I think,
hang-ups?
I think they're overwhelmed too with like it's like almost like
They have
being
their endorphins going?
yeah, you're like obsessed with the honeymoon phase, and so you just like want to.
Except you don't have the wherewithal to be like, wait.
What am I doing? Yeah.
Like, this is just me
Yeah.
getting obsessed with this because it's new. Let me
Yeah.
not give in to every
Yeah.
single whelm that I have.
Yeah,
So,
like Pete
yeah.
Davidson's a little bit of a known love bomber.
He's a love bomber?
They say a lot of. I mean, look at how many tattoos of Kim Kardashian.
Did you see he got them all removed?
He did get them all removed, but like, who just even though you get them removed, who's like, I've been dating you for a week, I'm gonna get a tattoo? Like what?
I guess, but there are people who like, they feel and they want to give in to every feeling
Yes.
that they have.
Yes.
And it's like, no,
Yeah.
your feelings lie to you.
So now it's coming out that like he's kind of an asshole and has been like this with all of his past girlfriends.
Are
that
there
he's-
more exes coming out?
Yes, and like not exactly coming out saying things, but like when she put out the episode talking about it, it was like came out like right at 8 p.m. or something, and a girl posted it, like showed the time and like poured a glass of wine and was like ready or something. So, like those kinds
Probably
of
because
things.
she signed an NDA,
Right.
so she can't say
They
anything.
all have to sign NDAs. He makes them all sign NDAs.
But Chickenfry didn't sign the NDA.
no,
So that's why she can talk.
correct. And then people are saying that he's nasty to his team. Like he's just like a drunk asshole. Do you remember when he tweeted Kanye is greater than Taylor Swift?
Oh,
And
yeah.
he came out. He's like, he
That was
was
kind of recent, right?
Yeah, it was,
Recent-ish.
like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
and then like he was supposed to do get on stage. He was either with Morgan or somebody else, another country person, and or Post Malone or something. And he was just blacked out, wasted, so he just like didn't come. Now she's
Whoa.
telling all of that. So he's just like not a good dude. Also, he's like look at him. He like looks like he's like 2 on a man's body.
Yeah, he's got a weird looking face,
weird
for sure.
face for me.
For sure. Wouldn't you think that, I don't know, if you have this relationship trend where you're like, everything's going great,
Yep.
we're in love,
Yep.
I don't know what happened, something happened and there's tension, now we got to break up and you got to sign an NDA.
Right.
Like if you do that once,
If you're the common denominator, look in the mirror. You're probably the issue.
yeah, if you do it once,
Right.
it's almost like, whoa, that was a weird period in my life. Okay,
Yeah.
let me learn from that.
Right.
If it's happened multiple
Yeah,
times,
but he
like
sounds like he's a narcissist, and people like that don't
just
actually.
following the cycle.
There is no like they don't do any self-reflection.
Yeah.
You know?
So what's he saying about all this, or is he
He's-
not commenting?
He hasn't, which is probably smart. He put out a song that was like allegedly about her. And also
Was it called
like,
Chicken Fry?
No.
Oh.
Also I like really like her and I feel bad for her, but like if you're gonna choose your stage name, why would you choose Chickenfry?
Brianna Chickenfry?
Yeah, it's just not good.
I don't know. Did somebody at Barstool give it to her?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know whether they gave it to her or she gave it to herself. It's a weird name.
I don't know what's the origin of Brianna Chickenfry.
Me neither.
It's not her birth name.
No, I
At
don't.
some point, it
I
was
don't.
bestowed upon her.
Also, doesn't she feel like so empowered, like having Portnoy on her side? Like, because he's
Yes.
such a beast.
Yes.
Then there was rumors that he gave her $10 million. Portnoy gave Brianna $10 million to talk on the podcast and not take the money from Zach.
I mean, my first thought was if you're not, because I mean, is Brianna Chickenfry doing well financially?
I don't know, but
I'm sure she's not broke, but
I'm
like,
sure
she's not Alex Cooper.
No.
She's not independently
No.
ridiculous generational
No.
wealthy. Yeah, so I mean, whatever it is, $5, $10, $12 million is crazy stupid money.
Yeah.
So I did kind of think, I'll bet Portnoy is helping and going like,
Yeah.
no, don't sign that NDA.
Yeah.
Here, if
Yes.
you want this, I'll give you this, but
We
I
gotta
need
talk
you to
about
come and
Yeah.
talk about it and we
And
make it a thing.
She was like, if you thought that podcast was a tell-all, well, then you don't know what a tell-all is. Like, there's so much more. Like another love bombing thing I'm just remembering. Allegedly, at the beginning of their relationship, he just like bought a house like next to her parents or something, and he was like we'll all be together and like live near, like very like over the top things that it's like,
As opposed to going like, let's just, no matter how I feel right
Hang
now,
out.
let's just see what happens.
let's sleep together.
Yeah.
Let's I don't know,
Hang.
wake up in the morning together.
Go to 31 Flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little ice cream, little stroll around the neighborhood.
Yep.
We don't need to purchase a home.
There's a river over here. We could walk next to it.
It's just crazy.
See.
Yeah, but I don't think this is going to hurt him. And I was talking about
You
something-
don't think it's going to hurt
I
him?
don't. I mean, in the long run, I would like it to hurt him because he sounds kind of like a jerk.
Right.
But I think that you look at like a Morgan Wallen and some of his past bad behavior, and I feel like he's more famous and like loved than ever. He's said some racial slurs. He's not showed up for concerts because he was drunk. He's like a lot of bad things.
Well, you're allowed to be a little drinky.
Oh, you're allowed a little drinky. You can't. I'm not drunk right now. I don't get drunk and then do shows. He also had.
You've never done the morning mashup intoxicated.
Oh, I definitely have. But that's like intoxicated from like the night before. Like it's just kind of like
Sure,
I don't know,
sure.
shampoo effect.
No, look. The idea that rock stars can't drink and be irresponsible is a little naive.
Yeah.
Like we've kind of got historical precedent for that. And if you know, I think there's a big difference between Morgan Wallen using bad words and
not just bad words.
Zach-
like one of the worst words.
yes,
Okay.
but Zach Bryan emotionally abusing partners
Right.
is a different level.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Right, but it's just, and either way, yes, it is just bad press. Like, ooh, yeah, what kind of guy are you really, kind of thing. So I don't know. He's pretty, now. Then there's a thing that I saw today that people are looking, like Swifties are looking back at some of his songs and playing them, like hit this song and then a Taylor song, and it's like, oh dear, that sounds identical.
Like he copied her.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, I think that him insulting Taylor Swift is going to be
the worst.
the worst thing, and I think that like sometimes this
And Kanye's not better than anyone, by the way. He's the worst. He's at the bottom. And I loved his music. I still love it, but he's not a good person.
Oh, he's a human being?
Yeah.
Worst.
Yeah.
Bad human being.
Yeah.
Bad human being. But I do think that sometimes with the Swifties, it's like
Yeah.
they go, okay, we can take this thing and make it go even further.
Yeah.
Between the Stoolies and the Swifties,
Are they called stoolies?
the Barstool people are the Stoolies.
That sounds like poop.
What's stool?
I know, but
And
with bar. it works.
Stool,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But when you got the Stoolies and the Swifties against you, at least in the short term, it's bad news.
It is. It is. That's like a lot. That's a lot of passionate, rabid fandom.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I don't know what.
I don't know what's going to
even
happen.
long term, badness. But like, it's gonna be a rough end of the year for him. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I am wondering if his people are just telling him don't say anything. But I mean, Dave Portnoy is not slowing down at all.
He won't stop.
No,
He'll
and I love
never-
it. I just love it.
Yeah, because that's why, and that's why if he did give Brianna Chickenfry $10 million, he can. This is a guy who sold his company.
Yeah, he's like worth 150, I believe, maybe even more. You
I think more.
Oh, that was the last
Yeah,
thing.
because he sold his company for whatever it was. I don't even remember how much. I mean,
Something crazy.
he had 9 figures,
That sounds nice.
and then he bought it back for $1.
Yeah, That's such an FU.
Yeah.
It's
And so he got to sell the company and still own the company, right? He sold it and he still owns it.
Yeah.
And he gets to keep all the money that he sold it for.
Yeah.
And he gets to, whatever the money the company's making now, there's still tons of money coming in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is in this.
Yeah.
Plus, he makes like these ridiculous. Have you seen him trading stocks?
No. I like to watch his pizza thing, One Bite.
One Bite. Yeah, One Bite Pizza's made a ton of dough.
Yeah.
Pun.
Ton of dough. See what he did there?
I love that.
There was something that came on that was a video of him doing One Bite, and someone walked by and was like, "You going to give a crackhead like a bite or something?" And Portnoy was like looking at him all weird, and he was dragging a suitcase, but he had no arms. So they're still filming Dave, and he's like, "What? How's he doing that? Is it attached?" He goes, "I am rarely left speechless." He like forgot about the pizza. He's like, "I rarely am left speechless, and I have nothing to say."
Yeah, I want to know how he's doing that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so he's got all these little things.
And he's I mean, his stock trading is amazing. Like, there's a video of him clicking on the wrong thing or something. And he loses $3 million.
But he has FU money, like he does.
Right, a lot.
And when he did Alex Cooper, like the last time they were at the Kentucky Derby, I think, and he was like, "Are you asking me money?" She was like, "I'll pay you back, but can you give me some money to bet?" Like he just like threw her 15 grand or something. Like, imagine that life.
I mean, I got a great life.
It's not great with when you don't have that kind of money.
Life is not great.
Well, it's good. I have a great life. I have a good life.
You said it's not great unless you have that kind of money.
I mean, it can't be the like next level like record greatness.
What do you
unless
record greatness?
Record greatness unless you've got like you don't have to worry about money.
I mean, what are you worried about?
I spend too much.
Stop spending so much.
I can't.
Yes.
I won't.
I won't.
I never will.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I just need to make more. It does say on Celebrity Net Worth that I'm worth $5 million.
That's how you carry yourself.
I couldn't have less than that. Like it's like that's why whenever I look at Celebrity Net Worth now, I'm like, they have no clue.
No.
Why does it say that?
Of course not. Yeah, I think we looked it up. I think you were $5 million and I was 500 grand or something like that. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was bad news.
Yeah, it's probably like swap, and even then.
Yeah, no. No, I was about to say, I don't have 500 grand. So the same way you don't.
Me neither. I don't have. Yeah, I was like, I don't even have $1 million. I don't have $5 million.
So, what do you want to do that you're not doing?
I don't know. Like make the like I don't want to have to be like, well, maybe we shouldn't do this because like this is coming up, or like, oh, we shouldn't go on that vacation. We need to save money for this. I don't want to do that. I just want to have it.
You just want to have everything.
Yeah. Like if I want to have a massage like every day, I get a massage every day. Like if I want to, I'm a hedonist. I want to feel good.
Right. How much money do you want to have? Like how much? I mean,
I don't know what I would need to fulfill my needs.
Because I feel like you would just come up with more dumb needs.
I probably
needs.
would. Needs.
Yeah.
They're wants.
Yeah, because I can't. Like, what's really?
It's funny because last year the kids came home and they went. Oh, Parker or Keegan talked. He goes, "Today we learned about the difference between needs and wants," and I was like, "I still haven't figured out the difference. So good luck, kid."
Excuse me, Keegan. Could you fill me in on that?
Yeah. How does that work?
How does it?
Yeah.
I think your teacher's full of it.
Yeah.
Those sound like needs, not wants.
I don't need FU money, but I'd like really like overly comfortable money. Again, we have a very nice life. Why are you looking at me so incredulous? Like it's weird to want money. Don't you like having money?
Having money's great, but like. Why would I like? I'm not looking at anybody else's life and going like, "Oh, if only." Like
I am.
Look at your life. It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
My life is ridiculous.
It's very dumb.
My life is dumb.
Same as mine.
I have a great life.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's so stupid. This is our life.
Oh, right. That we get to.
I'm with you. I'm not criticizing your life.
Yes.
Like, what do you do?
I know.
You wake up in the morning.
Don't say it.
Feeling like somebody. We won't say his name.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't ever want to feel like him.
No. You don't want to feel like him all oily.
Oh.
But
God, slathered.
What do you do? You wake up in the morning.
Right.
You go play the hits.
I do.
3 hours.
It's a 6-hour show and we're on live the whole time.
I mean, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Combined total, you talk for 7.5 minutes.
That's not true. We speak five times an hour, and we talk for like up to 4 or 5 minutes each
you
time.
Ain't talking to 85 minutes.
Well, I used to.
You saying that you talk 25 minutes an hour? Because if that's what you're telling me, I'm gonna have you leave. There's no leave.
Leave.
You said 20. You're not talking 20. There's no way
right.
on the morning mashup you're talking 25 minutes.
Okay, how about 3 to 4 minutes? We're not talking for like a second. We used to be, our old boss used to make us like, it was like in and out, in and out.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He's no longer with us. The late and great. No, he wanted it like old school, like very like this. And like our boss
you talk
now.
a little more now.
A little more. He says, let it breathe. You don't have to be like the Micro Machine Man, which I totally am.
That's good.
Yeah. So yes, maybe we're talking a little bit more these days. So we play the hits, we talk.
You couldn't talk any less.
You're just jellyfish.
I mean, it's an easy gig.
It is. It's a very easy gig. You're right.
You go in.
Yep.
You play the hits.
Play the hits.
You know what I mean? Guess, I don't know. What are they, 38? You know what I mean? Play the age game.
Gotta guess their ages.
And you go home.
Yeah. Not always. Sometimes I have to record with you. Sometimes
and then sometimes the real torture comes in. I have to stick around and interview Justin Bieber today. This is literally what people dream of.
Okay.
Okay? And then you go home to your fancy apartment.
Oh, it's a box.
Which you choose
to live in.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I just hit the microphone. That was your face, Sam.
Hang out, your beautiful family's there. You pick up these other rando gigs.
Right.
That are paying stupid money for dumb work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then your husband's making dough.
Right.
And then you sit around and go, if only I had a better life. Like,
no, I'm not saying better. I'm just saying it would be fun. Don't you ever like daydream or imagine like what it could be like if you just really had like.
The only thing I imagine about is all the people living in harmony. And you might say that I'm a dreamer.
Yeah. You're not the only one.
No, absolutely not.
I hope one day you'll join us. Oh God.
No, I mean I'm sitting here,
We really got me revved today. I'm sweating. Full. Am I shiny? Am I shiny?
Maybe it's tough love.
Okay. It usually is.
It always is.
I know that I have a nice life. I do know that.
You have a ridiculous life.
Okay, why does it have to be ridiculous? Ridiculous would be like
no. Because here's the problem: people, you put it in the context.
Make it rain. I can't make it rain.
You could.
I can't.
Go to the ATM.
No, because I would overdraw, which I do often. Then I get an overdraw. Or like alert. Man, it's like, what should you do? Just look. But that used to be how I would do my credit cards. Like before, Matt, I would go and I knew that I had no more money, or I'd hit my limit once it was declined. I never was embarrassed. I was like, oh, that one's done. And I'll give them a different one.
All finished.
Yeah, I would never check because it gave me anxiety. So I just, being declined by your credit card, like it could be
It should be very embarrassing.
No. Okay, that one's done. Now I know. Here's another one I just spent until it declined me.
And then it was like, oh, why do you have all these credit cards? Well, a lot of these are done.
Yeah.
I don't even use them.
There's no more money on them. I quit them. They quit me.
There's no more money on them.
There was never money.
There's no money on a credit card.
Just had a limit.
Yeah.
Free money.
But are you still in credit?
No.
Are you still in credit card debt?
No. We a while ago paid most of it. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit, but
look at how you're living.
I mean, there's still some debt.
A little. Not much.
Not crazy.
You don't have credit card debt? You know what I mean? You're not living check to check.
Who knows? I don't ever see my money.
You're playing the age game.
I hate your guts.
You know what I'm saying?
I want you to come in and play. I think you'd enjoy the age game.
I can't
It's time to play the age game. Age game. All right. So this month it's Bruno Mars's birthday.
Okay.
How old do you think he is?
I don't know, 38.
I don't know. I'd have to check.
By the way, I would guess 38 for every single person.
Why? Just because you're.
I don't know. It sounds right. 38, I guess.
Yeah. It's always funny when we're like a decade or 2 decades off. They're like, who are you talking about? Yeah. And then whoever gets closest wins, or the youngest.
And then you're like, and then you go like, oh, another hard day at work. Earning my money.
That's what I do right after the age game.
After the age game. Woof.
Ooh, that was rough.
That was a tough 2.5
I need to stretch.
minutes.
Yeah. You would have fun.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I have an okay life. A great life.
Okay, great.
Fabulous.
And that's something that I wish you would take inventory of.
I'm not. I am full of gratitude.
Are you?
I am. I do. I did start something this year.
It sounds like you're full of envy and lust.
I mean, I am that too.
How can you be full of all of those
because
things?
I have those emotions, but I do try to take moments now. At night, I try to write down a few things that I'm grateful for. Even
Do you
if
ever
it's
put me on there?
I'm sure you've been on there. I'd have to go back and check my journals.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, but if it's a cool breeze, I was grateful for that today because I was sweating balls.
Only cool breeze I'm thankful for is the cologne. Remember Cool Breeze?
Oh,
That was the shit in like
middle
ninth grade. Yeah, 8th, 9th grade.
Or remember when like certain boys would like started to wear like Axe or something, and they would like OD on the Axe.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, all right, it's enough.
You put half a bottle of Cool Breeze on.
Oh, too much.
Pick of the litter. No way a chick could turn you down with half a bottle of Cool Breeze on.
My dad is an over cologner, and then we would get in the car to like drive. He was always a passenger princess. Then you couldn't breathe. I'd be like,
air gets
seriously?
thin. Yeah.
Or I'd be like, he'd go to kiss me like goodbye, my mom too, before I go into school. I'm like, that you can't kiss me because then I smell like a man all day because just kissing my cheek.
How do you react to cologne now? You don't.
Yeah, I just started like short circuiting. No, I don't mind cologne. I don't like an OD of cologne.
Just an essence.
It's an essence.
Mm-hmm. A musk.
Yeah, there's got to be a happy medium between like Matthew McConaughey, who's like I like my own natural scent,
Odor. Yeah.
versus I just poured a whole bottle on mine.
Sure. You're not down with the natural, the pheromones.
Yeah, like stop it. You do smell. You just got used to the way that you smell.
Right. You could throw some deodorant on.
Just a little.
Yeah.
There's natural deodorant.
Yeah. Hit yourself with some soap.
You were just a little worried about the aluminum in it. Come on, I'm not worried about that.
I got aluminum-free deodorant.
Yeah, me too now. But I've put way worse in my body. I'm not worried about a little bit of chemical.
That's a good call.
Right?
Look at this. And that's the other thing. You've done some insane, ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, and I'm still alive.
Lived it. Not only are you alive, you're prospering.
I'm glad my mom listens to
You're
this
flourishing.
podcast now. Don't worry about me, Mom. I'm okay.
Yeah. Are any of your friends doing cooler stuff than you?
Not cooler, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm doing the coolest. All right.
Because you're playing the age game.
All right. I got to be more great. I have to be filled with more gratitude.
Or just not envy and lust
Okay.
for nonsense that you saw in Cribs that's not even real.
Let's act. I hate you. I have to axe that, not the
Axe.
deodorant. Yeah. A little bit more. Yeah. God, just never stop.
Like you're putting on a primer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I used to know, and I'd hear my dad with the clicks. Hear the clicks.
Why all the clicks, Dad?
Stop it. It's enough. And then he's a dentist, so he would like be in people's faces, and I'd be
that's
like,
a lot. That's a lot.
in their mouth, inhaling it.
It's a lot.
Oh, Dad, what were you doing? Jeez.
My, oh my. Well, look, this has been great.
Why do I always leave exhausted like I've been through a war?
'Cause you've
Like
been
a fun war, but a war.
War. I don't know. I
And
like
you're
that.
just like, just chill.
Yeah. This is my hobby.
right.
It's just me having fun.
Just living your great life.
Yeah, life is good.
It is.
You look at that baby upstairs. All the kids. Everything's great.
Everything's great.
That's the other thing. You got great kids.
I do, somehow.
I don't know how, but they're great.
Yeah, they are.
More to be grateful for.
All right, now I know. I'm satisfied. I'm grateful. I'm filled with gratitude and love for my life and my friends and family.
You can subscribe to us everywhere. All audio platforms, SiriusXM app, Apple, Spotify.
All the places.
You got to listen every single week.
Yeah.
You got to watch us on YouTube as well.
Yes.
And you get the YouTube subscription. You subscribe.
Yes.
You hit like.
Yeah.
You leave a little comment.
Right.
Oh, I'm so satisfied. It's
yeah,
great.
I
It's
feel
great.
it. And also, if you're not watching, I mean, we want you to at least just listen, but if you're not watching, you're missing out on so many bizarre faces that I make
A lot of faces.
during the recording.
A lot of faces.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see what the thumbnail is this week.
Oh, dear. Good luck, dude.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.